Hello and welcome to the Ovani Ambience plugin tutorial for Unity. This plugin is set up for Unity 2022.3.6F1. That's a lifetime service version, so this should support your game for a while. And unless Unity does some crazy changes to their audio system, it should work universally for quite a while. I'm going to spin up a new Unity project that you should just open your current one. Now that the project is loaded, we can drag and drop the Unity package in. And you'll get this prompt. It'll tell you everything that comes with it. We've got all the scripts, all the editor scripts, and then the example folder. Press import, and that's it. You now have the plugin. In the plugins folder, in the example folder, you'll find an example scene. You can double click on it to open it, and unless you're using a different rendering pipeline, it should look pretty normal. Sorry if you're using a different one, though the example isn't 100% necessary. When you open up the example, you'll see three game objects. We've got the outside for just the world, the player, and this one right here, Ambience areas. And this contains the most important part of the plugin. The idea behind this plugin is that it will automatically create buses, snapshots, and then let you fade between different snapshots automatically with triggers. To show off how to use this system, I'm going to delete what comes with the example and start from scratch. Let's start adding areas to our scene. I have this game object for sorting called Ambience Areas. I can right click on it, and with the plugin installed, you'll see Ovani Ambience, and then an Ambience Area. You can click on it, and now you have a new Ambience Area. You should name this, since the names are important. I'm going to name this Outside. You can see transition time. This is how long it takes for audios to start sounding like you're currently in this area. I'm going to set this to 1. And it should come with one collider. You can duplicate this collider however much you'd like. And when you select all of them, you can see all of them. When they're all selected, you can click on this Edit Collider button. This is just a Unity feature. And you can now figure out where you'd like the colliders to be by just grabbing onto their handles. Since this area is for the outside of the map, I'll only need one collider, and I'll just make it massive. Next, we'll want an area for inside of the house. We'll just right click on the outside area, go to Ovani Ambience and Ambience Area, name it House, and do the same, customize the colliders. The house has a basement, so the house area colliders also have to cover that. And I'll do the same again for the basement. Okay, we now have our whole world set up with areas and colliders. At the moment, nothing's going to happen because the system doesn't know what your player is. Navigate to the root of your player, and then add the component, Ambience Listener. This component records all of the colliders underneath your character's root so that it knows what collider is part of the player and what colliders aren't. At this point, if you navigate to your scene file, you should see this icon next to it, a file, and it should have the name of your scene, ambience.mixer, as its name. If you double click on it, you can edit it. You'll see however many areas that you've created down here as audio buses, along with snapshots for each. The idea is that when I'm outside, we're going to load up the outside snapshot, and it will let you adjust how everything sounds when something's in the basement or if it's in the house. When I'm in the house, we can adjust how things sound in the basement or outside, and when I'm in the basement, I can adjust how things sound in the house or outside. But currently, our audio sources are not at all configured for these audio groups. In order to have them connect, all we gotta do is go back to our area, right click on the area script, and click on auto configure audio sources. Now when we go back to our audio source, you'll see that it's connected to the audio group of the area that it's in. So this windmill is in outside, this fireplace is in house, and there's nothing in the basement, don't worry about it. Now we can adjust how things sound when. So when we're outside, and we can start adjusting a snapshot by just clicking on it, I'd like outside to be full volume, house to be half, and basement to be very, very quiet. When I'm in the house, I'd like outside to be half, basement to be half, and when I'm in the basement, I'd like house to be half and outside to be quiet. Additionally, Unity's audio group system supports effects on each audio group. So for example, when I'm inside of the house, I probably want outside to have a low pass filter, because that's realistic, that muffles it a bit. So what I would do is I'd go over to the house snapshot, I'd add an effect, choose low pass, and that looks like the setting that I'd like. Cutoff frequency of 5,000. Now, by default, it's going to be the same value everywhere, so I don't want there to be a low pass filter when I'm outside. So I'll click on the outside snapshot and then adjust it so that it's at a value that we won't notice. So the cutoff will be extremely high, so it'll be the same. Staying at this audio mixer window, and of course you can move these around, when we play the game, we'll get to see a live preview of all the settings. I've entered the house, so I got that low pass filter enabled. Outside's a bit quieter and also modified. And I can hear the fire better. I can go down to the basement And again, we've got changed settings. I can go back out, in the house, and then out into the world. And as seen, all of the effects down here are adjusted in real time to the preview. Thanks for looking into our plugin. Hopefully this should make setting up audio for your worlds a lot easier and you can make some immersive soundscapes with it. Take care.